Hey, y'all, this is WWE superstar Henry O. Godwinn, and give me back my pro wrestling.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Come heat up your summer over at Captain's Corner, the purveyor of all things wrestling. We'll be working with stars like Wheeler Yuta, King Haku, Coco Beware, and many more in the months of July and August. Also, make sure to mark down September 20th on the calendar as we present Slam Fest 2025. Montreal's first ever pro wrestling convention will be presented by Captain's Corner and our friends at LWA. Featuring The Godfather, Barry Windham, The Godwinns, Doink and Dink the Clown, and a dozen additional stars. It all happens at Ruby Foos on the 20th of September. Make sure to check us out on both Facebook and Instagram at Captain's Corner. Cheers to the working man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
For those who don't know, now you know, baby. This is Hot Rod Biggs, Jared, Jimmy Street. We're going to take them to the limit one more time, baby, right here on Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one more time to the Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling podcast. And I'm here today with the Territory Wrestling Guru and the co-host with the Mo-host, Quinton Quarisma. What's up, Q? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. Now, my brother from the same father and mother, the Plastic Sheik, is with us today. He'll be with us later on in the interview with Mark. And I guess let's start with that. Today, we have Henry Godwinn, a.k.a. Mark Canterbury, a.k.a. Shanghai Pierce. Tell him about it.
Oh, he was, man, I didn't really know much about him.
Yeah.
And, from the indies, the indies, in the early 90s indies, you'd see some magazines. She didn't really know much about him, then he was Canterbury at first on WCW, and then went to Shanghai Pierce. I didn't know it was the same guy for a long time. And I was like, those guys, it's like, okay, that dude, I was like, he hasn't been here a while, but that guy in that mask about the same size, and it's like, and then he went to New York and that, and I think what really, that gimmick was so hokey even at that time, the Hog Farm, but man, that match with him and Triple H, that established him as a real wrestler, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That match was crazy, man, and so I think that, because that gimmick was, it to me, it was so in the 80s.
Yeah, totally.
Hog Farmer, and his initials is Hog, Henry Godwinn. But man, they had that match. I was like, no, it's legit, legit dude.
Right. Yeah. And then what was Phineas something Godwinn? And of course that's Pig. So it's Hog and Pig.
Yeah.
I guess if they would have gone further, they could have had Swine or whatever. but yeah. And obviously Hillbilly Jim was their babyface team manager. And then of course the GOAT to me is Tony Anthony. And he was Uncle Cletus for them when they turned heel, which was awesome too.
They should have left him longer with him, I thought.
I totally agree, man. Yeah. Tony just seems like he's an extension of them, where Hillbilly seems like you're saying it's an 80s gimmick. But
yeah, exactly.
Tony actually seemed like an extension and could have easily fit in with them. But I know he was going through some health issues at that time. So anyway, but it was good to see him there. But then, of course, had a great career, and, I can't wait to talk to him all about it. So before we get to that, though, before we get to Mark, we've got to talk about this month in wrestling history with Quinton Quarisma, episode 1. Quinton, I'm hearing a lot of great reports, man. I'm hearing a lot of folks enjoyed it. So I know the numbers are showing that for sure. So first off, we greatly appreciate you tuning in to that, the very first episode of that. But also, Quinton, man, you did a great job, brother.
I appreciate it. I put a lot of work into it. Yeah, I'm glad everybody's enjoying it and everything. I enjoyed doing it, and that's my thing is deep diving into history and I don't know if we have time for it, but I had a little something is on that Louisville card. I also found out that the next night was a Wednesday night. The west side of the territory did Evansville. The east side did Nashville. Evansville did the west side. I can't find anything for the Evansville show on that Wednesday. They did advertise it in their Sunday paper. Wasn't advertised in Tuesday and Wednesday's paper in Evansville. So in Mark James's book, there's no Wednesday night Evansville. So I'm thinking they canceled Evansville.
I saw that in your post that you posted. I noticed that. Yeah. Well, you pointed it out, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. For some people don't see look at the page, they actually listen, but not look at the page. That's how to figure out, put that. Yeah. Cause that was really, so I'm assuming that's what happened. I mean, you think about it, you just lost your top heel manager, one of your, established tag team, and you're just like, whoa. Yeah. So they were all for Louisville anyway, right. which we found out. So I'm thinking that,
Yeah, absolutely. And, that's crazy because you think about it, WWE didn't stop a show when a guy died in the ring. And obviously that was a pay-per-view. I understand that. But on those regional territorial levels like Memphis, they would actually shut down a couple days because of a massive death like that, So I guess it's a difference in the more family atmosphere versus the corporate or, during a pay-per-view. I don't know, but I know Memphis didn't cancel a lot of shows. I guarantee that. So, yeah. But I love that input there, man. I think that that info, is really good, and I think it shows just what you got cooking up in your brain, Quinton. I've enjoyed that. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and what's also cool is for me to hear you and you on there running the whole show. I'm thinking, man, if Jimmy ever needs a vacation, old Quinton can take over for me. So that's so that's good. But man, we really enjoyed that. I hope everybody else did. Like I said, go out there, tell us about it, man. Give us some feedback. We want to hear what you think. But I think we're on the right track with that one. To kind of come out of a happy moment and into a sadder moment, we do want to extend our condolences to the family of Kevin Nichols, aka Ivan Warsaw. He worked in TCW, he worked in NXT, so worked all over the NWA. Really good guy. Didn't know him very well. I know a lot of our mutual acquaintances and friends really liked Kevin. I know you were talking, you knew him a little bit from a earlier meeting. Is that right, Quinton?
I never got to meet him. I just knew that he worked, when he came and worked for Porter, he was Kid Nichols.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you said. I'm sorry. Yeah. But anyway, rest in peace. It's an absolute tragedy. Don't really want to get into the circumstances of why and what happened, but it is an absolute tragedy. And our sincere condolences go out to you and your family, sir. Well, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get our guest today, Mark Canterbury, a.k.a. Henry Godwinn, on the show. Now, make sure that you know this, that on September 20th in Montreal at Canada's Slam Fest, at the Montreal Wrestling Convention at Hotel Ruby Foos at the 7655 Descaries Boulevard, you can see Mark, Phineas, Godfather, Barry Windham, Paul Roma, so many more really cool stars. I know, it's going to be a great time. And of course, our good buddy Nick from Captain's Corner is running it all. So y'all go check them out. We greatly appreciate that. But if you got nothing else, Q, I got nothing else. Let's go ahead and get Henry on the show here.
Let's do it.
All right. We'll be right back with more Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling after these messages.
Hey, my name is Tammy Reynolds. I am the wife of Forsaken. Rick Reynolds, that super cool guy that everybody knows and loves. And I represent West Side Sauces. I make sauces, I bottle them, I seal them, I sell them. I have a hot honey sauce, I have a sweet sauce, I have a hot sauce, I have a white sauce that's so yummy. You can use it on everything. They are absolutely amazing, and I'm so proud of them. We make them from scratch. So go on our website, westsidesauces.com, check out our products, read about our story, and go online and order you some of these yummy sauces. And Rick actually uses all of the sauces because he is a die-hard smoker and griller, and so he likes really good sauces and rubs, and I make them, so how convenient is that for him? Go on our website, westsidesauces.com, order you some samples, and I think you'll thoroughly enjoy them. Thank you guys. Be blessed.
All right, we are back one more time with the Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling podcast. And guys, we have an incredible one today. And we got to thank our buddy Captain's Corner, Nick. Man, he always hooks us up. And today we have an incredible guest in the one and only Henry O. Godwinn, a.k.a. Mark Canterbury. Mark, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
What's up, boys? It's a treat to be on here. I love doing these, and I love old Nick Massey.
He's great.
Captain's Corner.
He's so good to us, man. And, it's cool because, you're a West Virginia boy, but also, you know the whole little area that we're from. And, that Appalachia is said with a ch and not a sh, and,
If you say Appalachian, you're not from here. If you say Appalachia, you live in Appalachia.
Exactly. Exactly. Amen. And I'm actually friends with your co-host on your podcast, the Talking Shop, Talking Slop podcast with Mike Needham. So I enjoy y'all's show when you put those out. They're always good. Mike's a good guy and good friend of the show. But the main important thing we're talking about today is September 20th, the Canada Slam Fest at the Montreal Wrestling Convention. And I think it's at Hotel Ruby Foods. And that is 7655 Descaries Boulevard. So when's the last time you've been up in Canada, man?
Oh my God, I was just getting ready to say, I'm so excited, man. We used to love to go to Canada. We ruled Canada, especially Montreal.
Oh,
wow. But me and Phineas ain't been up there in 27 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So this is going to be a treat. I wish we had longer to stay up there, but me and Godfather and Tex will cram everything into one night.
I believe y'all probably done that a few times.
when we would go to Vegas, we were there a night or two. We'd say we spent a week there one night.
There you go.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
So Montreal has a special place in my heart. We always had a good time in Montreal. People were good to us, so I'm really excited. I know Barry Windham's going to be there, and we've been friends with Barry since the WCW days. He sort of took us under his wing down there.
Yeah.
So it'll be good to see him, and a Doink and Dink's going to be there, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of guys. Tiger Jack. Yeah. So Dink, Tiger Jackson. Exactly. And Barry.
And then the LeDuc boy.
Yeah. Yes. I see that. I see that.
He came in when we were up in WWE. He came in for a little short spell.
Okay. And it looks like Godfather and Papa Shango are going to be there. That's going to be wild. I love
Both of them crazy guys will be there.
Now, let me ask you a quick one. Who was more fun to hang out with, Godfather or Papa Shango?
Oh, definitely Godfather.
Yeah.
It has to be Godfather.
Papa Shango was too dark. He was dark and to be hanging out with, but Godfather, he was easy going and just a big party. So
yeah.
I hope Godfather shows up more than Papa Shango.
I bet he will.
Godfather brings the party with him, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, it'll definitely be a party, and I know we're supposed to have Nick told me we were going to have a Q&A, a BSK Q&A. So
yeah,
sounds like it's going to be a little party in itself.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like a lot of fun and actually worth the price of admission alone. So y'all make sure and go there. It's September 20th, Canada Slam Fest. No better person to hear from it than Henry Godwinn himself. So we always kick the first actual question to my brother, the Plastic Sheik. And Sheik, you're going to take it away.
All right, Mark. So this is going to let people know your influences in the business, who you liked working with, who you were a fan of, who you just appreciated or learned from. Like if you had a Mount Rushmore, like 4 or 5 guys on a list, who would those Mount Rushmore of wrestling be?
Dusty first.
Yeah, okay, good deal.
Baker. God, it's hard, but I got to go Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I guess I have to throw the Nature Boy in there. I'll pick 2 from 2 different eras. I'll go with Dusty and Flair and Taker and Stone Cold.
Man. You can have a 5th name if you need one now. Don't we give up 5 on this podcast.
Well, there's going to be 5 on the Mount Rushmore soon enough anyway. So.
That's right. I'll just take that guy.
Okay. He's a Hall of Famer. So.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, Quinton, let's get serious here. You got a good question.
All right. Tell us about how you got into the wrestling business. Like, who was your trainer and where did you train out?
I started in '89 here in a school that has been torn down since I started. It was an old school here in West Virginia, a high school. First time I was ever in a ring was with Italian Stallion and Gorgeous George South.
Wow.
And that's who trained me. And then they started taking me to WCW to do TVs and just be an extra. And so I went a few times, and then I went this one weekend, rode with them. And, you know, when we go do the TVs, it wasn't that far for us to drive. So I would just take my gear and what I had on, carry it in a bag. So I went, and Eric Watts had just graduated from University of Louisville and was trying to get into business because Dusty and Cowboy, that's who gave me my job down there.
Yeah.
Was Dusty and Cowboy Bill Watts. So I wrestled Eric in Atlanta at Center Stage TV, and I got back to the back. We had a hell match. I watched it about a month, 6 weeks ago. And Jody Hamilton asked me if I would be interested in going and working Eric sometime on the road. And I said, hell yeah. And I go, what thinking? He goes, well, tonight? I said, yes, I'm there. So Arn Anderson and Stallion are giving me clothes to go on the road. The first night I rode with Arn. And so that's how I got my start.
That's awesome.
Then they wanted me to go and work Eric on the road. So I did that. And then Dennis, a.k.a. Tex Slazenger, they come up and we did a TV. They put us together right in Atlanta. And shit, the rest is history, man. That was 33 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was your first match? Do you remember who your very first match was against?
Just being an extra down there?
Yeah.
I think it was PN News.
Ah. Okay.
Wow.
I worked PN News down there, Elegante, Ron Simmons, King, Bad, and then I worked Eric and got my job.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Hey, I've heard Taker put it that Elegante was tough to work with, so to say.
Oh, it was hideous when I had to do it. But yeah, it was rough, and PN News is rough too. It was hard to work with him, and you know, he got fired when I was first got my job. We got our job down there because he was stealing. When the boys would go to the ring, he was going through their bags and pockets and stealing money, and he got busted. That's why he got shit canned in WCW all of a sudden.
Man.
Oh man!
What a dummy! What a dummy!
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Surprised somebody didn't beat him up.
Well, it was getting ready to come to that. Some of the old timers, we were young and just starting, so we really couldn't say anything. But he got caught, and I think it was some of the older guys had threatened to whip him, and I guess he just took the hint and didn't come back. He got fired.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
But as far as we were talking, as far as people I like to work with down there would be, oh my God, I loved working Too Cold Scorpio and Bagwell. We had a little thing with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, we worked Cactus Jack a few times down there. Always liked working with Cactus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it was, we worked with Z-Man and Tom Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
Had a little run with them. We did the Nasty Boys down there. That was a little hard. It come around. And as far as up in WWF, we had the Headbangers, the Blackjacks, the Smoking Guns. Somebody just sent me something the other day about how the tag team back then was so good. I mean, the tag teams meant something back then.
Yeah. Studs. Y'all were studs.
It was just a good time.
Yeah.
We had the LaFont and my buddy, he's passed away from Tennessee. Played for UT. Him and LaFont were tag team partners.
Doug Furness. Yeah. Yeah.
Doug Furness, yeah. Good guy. I mean, we had hellacious tag team roundup back then. I enjoyed working with everybody.
No doubt.
The Body Donnas, I couldn't stand Sonny, but the Body Donnas, them guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I got a question. It's gonna go back to a little back. So, you got any good George South and Stallion stories from your time in the PWF?
PWF. Oh my God! I just, it was. They were the best teachers, but they were tight with the money. Finally, I worked 16 times. In 4 days, I worked 16 times for them. And we were running these stay notes in these little schools and through West Virginia. And so we would do 2 schools a day, set up the ring, do an hour and 10 minutes of 3 wrestling matches. And they would talk to you about, say no to drugs. And then we would pack everything up and go to another school. We did that for a long time in West Virginia, at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, that week I worked 16 times in 4 days. I got $100, and I thought I was rich. So they never paid anybody.
Yeah. Wow.
And we would room together, and there'd be 6 or 7 of us room. That was just the thing back then. That's how you save money, and the boys were pretty close. We didn't have phones and all that other crap, so we just had each other, which I like better. These phones drive me crazy. You see people out, they're not talking to each other, on the damn phones, and old school. I like talking, and I want to see your expression. I don't want to hear it on a damn phone. And, I don't want to text me. I want to see you and hear you.
Yeah. Amen. I love it. I agree. Yeah.
That's how I learned a lot was when I first got started, second year, I got to ride in the car with George Weingroff a lot, and just, and just riding the car and socializing. And I mean, now I'm not in the business anymore, but, from stories, the guys get in the car now, they go straight to their phones. There's no communication in the car. I'm like, that's the best part of it.
Yeah. That was the best part. We rode, I'd go around a lot. And me and Yoko and Phineas would get in the car show, and we'd drive. Of course, fire a big doobie up and start talking matches, and just that's where you learn. Yeah. Me and Phineas would go back to the room, order room service, smoke a doobie, and come up with our match for the next night. I mean, that's how it was creative to us, just to be able to talk. And And that was like the BSK. We were very diverse group. You know, you had hillbillies and blacks and Samoans and Asians and Puerto Ricans, and it all worked. It all meshed together, and we were close in the ring, and we were close away from the business. So it was nice. You know, nobody's close anymore, but we were tight back then, and it was a good learning experience. And that's the thing, we helped each other out, just like the Clique. You know, they hung out and they helped each other out, and we did the same thing with our little crew. But all of us got along though. Yeah, Kevin and Sean and Hunter. So it was a good time to be in the business and learn. And you know, WCW was good, but it was a stepping stone for us because they brought you know, Flair come back out of retirement, and they fired me. They let me and Hunter and Phineas go, and so Hunter went up to D, and Tex come up, you know, like a year after me, and we picked up where we left off. But it seemed like Vince was promoting the young guys. He wanted to build it from the bottom, where WCW was bringing all the old guys back. Which is fine. You know, I don't care. It was more of it was more of a opportunity in WWE, and it was all fresh. Oh yeah. It meant something. So,
yeah, for sure. Now I got to ask this, because obviously my brother and I were Southern. We're all Southern. Quinton, I'm not throwing you out of that, but I mean, you know, sorry, buddy, but we're all Southern boys. We love WCW.
What's Quint? Where's he from?
He's
I'm from Mount Juliet, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. I'm from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. It's right outside of Nashville. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
So he's a Southern.
I know exactly where it's at.
So what I meant by that is we love WCW. So I would just love to know, like, you started working at Shanghai Pierce under the mask and everything. Who came up with that? Was that a Dusty gimmick?
That was a Dusty thing, 100%. Barry told me how it all started when we first got the opportunity down there. He said that Dusty loved the old Westerns. Yeah. And Shanghai Pierce and Texas were like Texas cattlemen, barons in that movie, the old original movie. And that's how Dusty come up with the gimmick, putting us together. And I don't know if you ever heard the story about Dusty talking about me and Tex, but he wanted me under the mask because he said I was too cute and Tex was ugly enough.
Poor Tex.
He said, Shanghai, you got a pretty face. You're too baby face. We got to put a hood on you. He said, Tex is ugly enough, but we need to put a hood on you. And then, you know, Johnny B. Bad took my mask off down there in WCW one night on center stage.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. Whose idea was that?
You know, I'm not sure whose idea that was, but I know I had a singles match that night against Johnny B. Bad, and Tex was outside of the ring. And, he took it off that night, and then we just became Mark Canterbury and Dennis Knight again.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got let go, you know, end of 94, we got let go. And I guess 4 weeks later, I was up in WWE having my meeting with Vince and J.J. Dillon.
All right, so when you got up there, when they told you your gimmick, what your name was going to be, what did you think about that?
I loved it because in the meeting, you know, Vince goes, well, your life experiences, what have you done? And I said, well, I worked in a hospital on the psych floor. I'm a farmer. And when I said that, it was like a light bulb went off. And he said, what kind of animal you got? Because, you know, I heard we used to call him Ridge Runner because he was from North Carolina, right?
Right.
So, he was a country boy at heart. We used to tease him. But, when I told him about the hogs and the cows and the chickens and just everything, we had a couple horses. And he said, well, what do you do with the hogs? I said, well, we fatten them up, we castrate the boars, and we slop them. And man, he's licking his chops the more I was talking about it. So in about 2 weeks, I just found the drawing from Creative and WWF back at the time. And it's a picture of me. Well, not of me, but it's a drawing animated of what they wanted.
Yeah.
And it's a guy in overalls, and he's got a rope on a pig, and he's got a slop bucket, and a farmer's cap on, and that's what they wanted. And I just found the picture stuff, and it's dated 1094, and it's got a artist written on it. So I've already been offered a pretty little penny for that. I got it framed here, but
I bet.
I don't know if I'm going to get rid of that.
That'd be hard, man.
That would be tough.
I called Taker. I called Taker after I found it. He goes, "Damn, I don't even think I got one." So I kept mine.
No, I don't blame you.
Pretty cool.
That is very cool. Okay, so this is just a hypothetical, obviously, but if you had to pick, what's a better hometown to be from, Amarillo or Bitters?
I would say Amarillo.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, George Strait sang about it, so it's got to be a great place, right? So.
I loved everywhere I went. Always a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Stayed me a weekend with Shawn Michaels at his house.
Oh, really?
That was a neat little experience.
Well, let's hear about that.
Well, we had that big show in San Antonio, and Stone Cold and Shawn were living around there at the time. So after the show, we were just going to stay around somewhere because we only had a couple days off, and we had to be right back towards the Midwest or West Coast. I can't remember. So Shawn goes, "Well, why don't you just come and stay with me?" So we went and stayed with him. He had a nice house, had a gym in the top of it, and of course Phineas didn't go in the gym. He was in the liquor cabinet. But me and Shawn worked out the next day, but it was a good time. And we stayed at Taker's house before, and that was a good time. And yeah, it was the boys were a lot different back then. We actually spent time together.
Yeah.
They don't do that much anymore, I don't think, from what I hear.
Yeah, they jump on their own bus and just keep going, But
screw that, man. We'd have 3 or 4 deep in a car talking about matches and just all kinds of stuff. Boys be boys talking about their little stories. But it was a good time. It was time to learn, man.
Definitely. Well, speaking of learning, okay, so obviously this is the difference in a good guy and a bad guy, and you're going to have to pick here, but for a manager, and they're neither one going to listen to this episode probably, and I'm sorry, Mark, I wish they would, but if you had to pick Hillbilly Jim or my boy Tony Anthony, Dirty White Boy, as your manager.
There. No, I'm just checking. I love Paul. I would flip a coin because
okay.
I'll tell you what upset me about them putting Hillbilly with us, because if we were getting jumped or beat up, they didn't want Hillbilly jumping in.
Oh.
So we're all 300 pounders. Yeah. Hillbilly was probably about 290. I was 325. Tex was about 305. And for us to get our ass beat and Hillbilly stand there and watch it, I think made him look bad. It just made us all look bad. Yeah. But Hillbilly I would probably have to go, as far as the talking part, probably Hillbilly.
Okay.
But as far as working, White Boy, Tony Anthony. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's good in both of them, but, we even talked to Hillbilly about that. I said, why can't you do something?
Right.
But so I don't know if Hillbilly didn't want to do it,
gotcha,
or the office didn't want him to do it. So I don't know, but
yeah,
we had good times with both. We were with Hillbilly a lot more,
right?
Because they put Uncle Cletus with us, and just for a short time,
yeah,
we got the belts, and then we give them back to the Road Warriors, and then they stopped the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we went to Injustice, which would have been good.
Oh, yeah.
We were going to get the belts again in '98 against Road Dogg and
Billy.
Badass Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
In September of '98, I had already broke my neck, and I was wrestling with a broken neck.
Mm.
And they were going to put the belts on us. And, Vince had a trainer with me and working on me after my matches. And I was supposed to take 14 weeks off, and I come back in 6.5, called Vince. So I went back, and he would have a trainer with me. I wrestled 7 weeks with that Backstreet C7.
Mm.
And then he said, go home, because they were going to drop the belts for the third time. And we were Southern Justice at the time. They had big plans for that.
Yeah.
Because Jeff Jarrett was managing us, and then Robert Fuller.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
it was like a Dixie Mafia gimmick almost to me. That kind of gave me the vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had the little cards made, the Southern Justice business cards, and it said problem solvers on the back. And they wanted us, when we pinned somebody or beat the shit out of somebody, they wanted us to flip one of them cards on their chest.
Mm.
So we started doing that. And that's when we were going to get the belts again. And Vince goes, well, I think we need to send you home and get that looked at again before we do that. So back, I went to Nashville and seen Dr. Hamp. He was a surgeon, and he did the spinal fusion, and that was it, man.
Man, sad to think about that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And now a word from our sponsor.
CHW is continuing the legacy of historic professional wrestling in Tennessee with monthly events at the Armory in Ashland City. CHW owner Mike Green has made it his mission to present the best pro wrestling shows in the Nashville area, and he has been delivering the goods. CHW Wrestling combines all the elements that Tennessee wrestling fans have come to expect. Action, suspense, athleticism, reality, stories, surprises, and excitement, all delivered by the finest professional wrestlers this state has to offer. Follow CHW Pro Wrestling on Facebook for the latest news, announcements, and show dates. And subscribe to Championship Productions on YouTube to see past events like the Ashland City Rumble and the Valentine's Massacre. Fun for the whole family with delicious and affordable concessions on site. Witness the action and excitement of CHW in Ashland City at the Armory. Family Wars, Love and Hate, Championship Gold. A CHW event is everything you're looking for in a night of live entertainment.
All right, Mark. So the reason they call me the Plastic Sheik is because I collect action figures. Wrestling action figures are a big part of that.
Action figure.
I've followed yours. You have a controversial one, so to say. I think maybe your first one that had the Rebel flag shirt on.
First one was us in a double pack, and I had the yellow shirt. And then we did that Saturday night main event, I think.
The Shotgun Saturday night, wasn't it?
Or Shotgun Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that did the single pack, the Rebel flag shirts.
Okay.
But there was some controversy. Did the retailer pull it, or do you remember that? I can't remember because of the Rebel flag thing.
It was fine. It was fine back then. I mean, that's just how people are now.
Maybe that's what I've seen. Just there's a controversy about it now or whatever. But
yeah, but actually, they said at the time that was one of the top selling dolls at the time with the Rebel flag shirt.
I believe it.
So that's how things have changed since then. That was not our idea. That was the office wanted to do that. So, which I was fine with too. They're the ones that made the dolls, and
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was right up my alley. I'm a Southern boy too. I like that shit. So
yeah. Do they give you? So I think I've heard some of the wrestlers talk about it before. Do they give you like a case of these, or like a few of them to have for your like own self if you want them, or your kids or anything like that if you want them? Or how does that work?
I had a few. I've had people give me some over the years.
Yeah,
I got some here in my wrestling room. I got a BSK wall, and I got all of our dolls, and I got the ones that Haslett Toy made.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that one too. Yeah,
and we got more coming out in October. The 7-inch dolls.
Is it? You have something coming with Zombie Sailor toys? Is that right? Or
I got one coming with Zombie.
Okay. Yeah.
I seen it last year. He had the prototype. It is freaking scary looking. It's like a little me.
It looks amazing.
Yeah. I mean, everything is crazy, but Haslett Toys, you know, he did the little minis, and now he's got the 7-inch tag team coming out, a dual pack, and the little minis he got and Hillbilly Jim. So that's gonna be awesome. There's a lot of people wanting that triple pack, so
no doubt.
Are they coming with the slot bucket? Are they coming with the slot bucket? Do you know?
I don't know. I know
they need to.
Yeah.
do you get asked a lot at like conventions and stuff to sign figures? I know that's a big thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was out at WrestleMania in Vegas, and I signed a bunch out there.
Oh,
and the encyclopedia wrestling books, the encyclopedias.
Oh yeah,
those are big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like signing them kind of things.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Which one of those action figures has been your favorite, in your opinion?
Oh, well, I definitely like I liked all of them. The first tag team, I got a couple of them, the originals that I saved for my boy. And I got my Henry Godwinn boots that I bought in Pigeon Forge in 1994. And I got that's what I wear when I do the Henry Godwinn stuff. I still got the original boots.
That's awesome.
And so Hunter is signed, and I'm going to sign one, and I'm going to put him in a shadow box with a picture and put it up in here in my room.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm excited about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I want to ask a question from way back here. So in May and June of 91, did you work as the Master Blaster in Memphis with Tex?
Oh, I get asked that all the time.
That wasn't you?
No, I never, except with WWE.
Oh, okay.
We worked a day show at Memphis at the Coliseum with WWF.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
You know who the Master Blaster was then? Because I looked on the internet and it said some people have it as you and some people have it as they don't know who it is. I just wondered, would you know who it might have been? I'm not sure who it was.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know Tex, he did the Leatherface in Memphis. That's where he was doing when they hired in WCW. He was working in Memphis, and had just did the Leatherface.
Well, I actually last night pulled up on YouTube. I pulled it up on YouTube last night, and there was a match. It was you. It wasn't the Master Blaster. It wasn't you. So it was whoever the Master Blaster was, and Tex, and I want to say Eric Embry was on TV. Did a TV. I think it was like June, first week of June of '91. And whoever the Master Blaster was, I could tell it wasn't you because he wore a collegiate singlet, and he was very robotic. Because there was no way. I was like, "That's no way the same guy." There was WCW just months later, you know. Yeah. So on the internet.
Well, at that time, me and Dennis hadn't even met yet.
No.
But he would know who the Master Blaster was.
Okay.
He would know all that.
Okay. Okay.
I'll ask him.
Yeah. Let us know, Mark, when you know that.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of Tex, obviously we know he's a world-class chef now, probably Michelin star, that kind of thing. Big deal, right? So obviously, This is a dumb question, but I'm going to just play along because I want you to tell more about this story. So would you rather eat Texas cooking or a bowl full of what was in Sonny's slop bucket?
I would Dennis's food.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured. Now, obviously, we've heard stories about Sonny's slop bucket, and nobody deserved it more, in my opinion, and many other people's opinions. But I know you guys would probably garner some of that from catering a little bit. But can you tell us maybe some of what was in that?
I would love to tell you.
Okay,
here we go. we got into TV that day, and we always had kid TVs and paper stuff, and Richard said, "Y'all are gonna Sunny tonight." I was like, "Oh my God, I've been waiting." So we went in and I made the slop and we ate in cake, and I always filled my bucket about a third or halfway up. And I would do like lettuce and a little ranch, maybe some bread for some texture, and make it a little wet, add a little water, maybe cornflakes, spaghetti, something like that. And so I made my stuff, and we went back to the locker room. All the boys were in there, and we had to go to a meeting to find out what we're going to do in our match. So I told everybody, I said, I made this for, she's getting slop tonight, he messed with it. So I set it down and walked out. So I don't know, about an hour or so later, we come back, and my slop bucket wasn't half full anymore. It was almost to the top.
Oh,
I actually had to pour a little bit out so I didn't slosh it around walking to the ring. But I had heard, even Cornette, he did a thing on the Vice channel a few months ago. He said, he was talking about this. He said there was 23 different DNAs in that bucket that night.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
God. Kid and Razor had took it, I heard, to the bathroom stall and did their thing in there. And people that were dipping were spitting their dip in there. Dr. Tom Pritchard, he added some stuff in there. So it was a good slopping that night. That slopping went down in history.
Yes, it did.
Do you remember if she had like extra reaction? Like she knew it was that bad, or
she had no idea. And thank God, all them years, nobody. I don't know if she knows.
Yeah,
but there was some 23 different DNAs in that bucket. What Cornette said.
Man. Oh my God. Well, as we're kind of starting to wrap the show up here a little bit, we do always kick it to the Sheik for his last question. Sheik, take it away, brother.
So, Mark, your career, you've been around the best, in the ring with the best. If you had a favorite match of yours, if you need two, we can give you two. If you had a favorite match of yours that you ever been involved in, what would it be?
The Hog Pen match with Triple H was probably the best, rewarding for both of us because, we just started up there together, and Stephanie McMahon didn't even know who Hunter was. So we're all on the same level. And, Vince come out and said, this is how long we want. You guys come up. So he put faith in me and Hunter to come up at you. And, when we got done, of course, I scarred him for life, threw him into the fence. He got 15 stitches in his back. And, but when we walked to the back after, Hillbilly Jim was special guest, and that's how we got together. That's how me and Hillbilly got together, because he was special guest referee for it. And, but, I had mud and bruise. I had mud in my ears and hog shit, and Hunter had it all over him. And but Vince goes, he pulled us in his little office. There was a lot of ribbon going on that night because Owen put the hogs in Vince's office that night too. I don't know if y'all ever heard that story. But
no.
Vince said, that was a hell of a match, boys. Y'all pulled it off, because I think some of the people in the office, maybe even some of the boys, thought it was going to be a big ha-ha match.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, we beat the piss out of each other.
You did.
And
yeah.
we were both sore for a couple of days. The next morning, hitting the concrete floor and taking the flip into the hog pen. But yeah, that was the favorite match. And then I really liked the Survivor Series when it was the BSK, when me and Taker and Rikishi and Savio against Mabel, Isaac Yankum, Hunter, and Jerry the King Lawler.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That was a good one.
Definitely.
A lot of stars there.
Yeah.
How was working Lawler? We hear that he's so good. How do you think? How did you like working Lawler?
Oh, I liked working with Lawler. I worked with him in a couple battle royals. Even oh my God, I just had a brain fart. What's the guy that was the champ? Had red hair. Bob
Backlund.
Up in WWF.
Bob
Backlund.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in I think it was us three that were in the battle royal in WWF. And so I got to work with two of the old studs. I really admired both of them. Growing up, I watched Bob Backlund when I was little. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Good guys.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a couple guys, I got to ask you about the Road Warriors, man, because you guys were Country Strong. I think if there were an alternate name for your tag team, Country Strong would have been one. How was it working the Road Warriors, man?
That would have been.
Yeah.
It could have been good. It could have been good. I'm not the only one. I'm not, I love both of them and miss them. And, but they were hard to work with. And,
yeah,
it was just, but it could be a little bit fun at times. And, I don't know if you heard the story, but the night I broke my, Hawk was a little messed up and I didn't feel comfortable doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, can we just do the electric chair where an animal will go down together? So Bruce Pritchard went to the office and said, no, they want the flip. And Phineas spoke up. He said, well, I've taken it, I can take it. And they said, no, they want Henry to take it. So I didn't do it, but I just said I wasn't comfortable doing it. And sure enough, my neck got like.
Man. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Because, it sours a memory, Yeah.
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 I mean, it does leaves a bad taste in my mouth because there's nothing I can do about it. And it's too late now. And I tried to tell them, but I didn't stooge nobody out. So it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a big guy to take that kind of a bump. That's what I didn't understand when I remember watching. I was like, that's a big old guy. That's risky. I mean, because I've seen them, small, guys are way around, 220, 230.
Wolfie and Jamie,
don't get fully, rotated over. So I was like, when I saw that, and I was like, oh, he didn't broke his neck. He's dead.
I was 6'7", 3 1/4 right then. And, Animals, like, he was like 6'2", 6'3" at the most. And me flipping off his shoulders was almost like flipping off a coffee table. I mean, I didn't have the room. He didn't push me, and their timing was all off because Hawk didn't hit me right off the ropes. And when he jumped off the top, it gave me a clothesline, and it just busted a bunch of my teeth and broke my neck.
Man. So I know the Henry Godwinn gimmick is a great gimmick, but it's actually kind of a shoot too, as you've talked about since Vince got the mind. But what are you up to these days in your life?
Shit, we got 10 acres here in Appalachia. I said Appalachia.
Yes, sir.
And we, raise and haul them. And of course we got chickens and had some goats, but I guess the hogs are the biggest here. Don't have any right now. Sold all of them. Yeah, it's nice here in the mountains and ain't got no neighbors and
Oh man.
just hanging out with mama on the farm.
Yeah. Now my mentor, Kenny Steele, he told me that, do you live somewhere near Woody Weatherburn from Corrosion of Conformity? Did I hear that right?
I don't know.
Okay. Maybe I heard wrong.
I don't know.
I think I wanted to say it was up near in West Virginia there, but I could be wrong on that. So don't worry about that question. No, but I mean,
get back to me on that. Get back to me on that question, though.
I will.
I'll try to find out.
Okay. Yes, sir. I will.
Yeah.
Do you know them? Have you heard of Corrosion of Conformity? I'm sure you have.
I've heard of, yeah, but I don't know if I know them.
Yeah, they're kind of like a hard rock Pantera type vibe. So, yeah, I'm not sure if you're into that. Probably a little more George Jones than that, right? But
a little more Bo Cephas, George Jones.
There you go. That's all you need. Well, we got to get back to this. Our buddy Captain's Corner and Captain's Corner Nick. Of course, you're going to be there September 20th up in Montreal, Canada at the Canada Slam Fest at the Montreal Wrestling Convention. So obviously you've talked about, you've signed all these figures and stuff. Is there anything special you're thinking about taking up there to sell or sign?
I'll probably take a few figures. We should have them by then. And, sometimes we sign slop buckets. People like the slop buckets.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's a good item.
We'll see. Yeah. Matter of fact, I think we did some with Nick and Zombie Sailor.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So they would buy the big buckets and we would do the online thing. And I know we sold 10 or 12 one night. I think he had one or two left, but we sold, I think it was 12 we sold.
Wow. That's
he was
awesome.
selling them for like $60 and we signed them right then and there. And if somebody wanted something put on it personalized, we'd do that. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, are you and Tex, are you going to get to ride up together? Or are you going to meet up there by your plane flight after that?
Yeah, we'll just meet at the airport or the hotel up there. And so it'll be a good time. It'll be our first time back, like I said, in like 27 years. And we got a lot of good memories in, especially Montreal. So I'm looking forward to it. And I hope people come out and, they can come out for the Q&A, BSK Q&A, and we can eat and drink together and sign stuff and just see where the night goes.
I love it. I love it.
Mark, I know I got a friend. Well, I'm a pharmacist here in Virginia, and I have a delivery driver. He's a big Buckeye fan. He's from West Virginia. His name's Mike. You know who I'm talking about? His cousin. I think you're pretty big buddies with his cousin, Todd Smith. His cousin's Todd Smith.
Yeah, Todd. Yeah. Me and Todd's like a real close friend of mine, and he graduated from WVU. He's a pharmacist here.
Yeah, and his cousin is Mike. I can't think of Mike's last name, but he's a big Buckeye fan.
You're talking about Mike Francis.
There you go. That's his last name. I was blanking on it. I have him in my phone as Buckeye Mike. I have him in my phone as Buckeye Mike. I
graduated with both of them.
That's cool.
I graduated in '82. We all graduated together.
Yeah. That's he mentioned it a long time ago about it was like in passing one day because I talked about wrestling or something like that, and he was like, yeah, I know Mark Canterbury, and I was like, oh, Henry Godwinn. I was like, yeah. I was like, that's amazing. Yeah. I didn't realize how well he knew you until the other day. I was talking to him, and he's like, yeah, I graduated was it high school or what? Graduated something with you.
Yeah, we graduated high school. Me, him, and Todd, all in class of '82. Yeah, tell Mike. Henry said, "Go Buckeyes."
I'll tell him. He'll love that, man. His head's been so big since they won the national championship. It's crazy,
man.
Yeah,
I just want to hear a go Hokies.
There you go. That's why I had a scholarship to Virginia Tech in '82, and I had a scholarship to WVU, and didn't go to either one.
So was that for football?
Bill Dooley was coaching at Tech, and Nealon was at WVU.
Yeah. What position did you play?
I was all-state offensive tackle and second team honorable mentions on defense.
Okay. Yeah,
I played both ways.
That's
the whole damn night except punt and punt returns.
Yeah. Okay.
Kickoffs. That's the time I was on the field.
Well, you had a great career, but do you regret that at all?
I do, because my parents were devastated I didn't go. I mean, we were going to Virginia Tech and having dinner and going to games with my mom and dad, my mom and dad. And then the next week we'd go to WVU, and Newberry was up there, Steve Newberry, and he'd take me around and show me and meet everybody. And when I'd go to Virginia Tech, Bruce Smith was a senior there, so he would take me around.
Yeah.
So and it was cool because we wrestled in Buffalo one night, and Joe Jacoby was in the bar about half drunk, sitting by himself because they got their ass beat by Buffalo. And Bruce Smith was at the bar, and we were partying with him. And so we got to talk, and it was pretty cool, going back and saying, "Hey, remember Tech?" And it was pretty neat.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. I missed that area. I lived out there for a long time and really miss that area. That's where I met Kenny Steele. Kenny Pack is his name, but Ken Steele, I think you know him. So, but
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. And it passed away. Unfortunately, we talk about him all the time. So, but hey, I hope you have a blast. I hope you sell a bunch of slop buckets and they can make their own Sunny concoction.
Oh God!
So if they want to,
I'll jot some ingredients down for them, make their own.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
If you guys get bored, come on to Montreal.
We will. We'll be.
I'd love to. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciate you, Mark.
All right.
Take care.
Keep in touch with me, man.
Yes,
Mark,
sir.
great to talk to you, buddy.
Go ahead.
All right.
Quinn.
See you guys.
Take care.
All right, take care, Mark.
All right, buddy. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
You too. All right, y'all. That was the one and only Henry Godwinn, a.k.a. Mark Canterbury. We'll be right back after these messages to wrap things up with the Sheik and Quinton on Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling.
Are you a pro wrestling fan? Well, stop by Captain's Corner, where you can get autographed photos, cards, magazines, and figures from all of your favorite wrestling superstars of the past, present, and future. You'll also be able to participate in live signings in the weeks and months to come. Make sure to stop by Captain's Corner on Facebook and give us a holler. Remember, cheers to the working man.
Relive the glory days of Memphis wrestling with the Retro Wrestling Review USWA podcast. Each week, we go back in time to review USWA Championship Wrestling from the 1990s, episode by episode. Join us for watch-alongs, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive interviews with people who were there and lived it. Whether you grew up watching it or you're discovering it for the first time, this podcast is your ringside seat to Memphis wrestling history. It's all a part of the WrestleCopia Podcast Network. Listen now at USWApodcast.com.
Hi, this is Mike Needham, host of the Reckless Abandon Podcast with Mike Needham. We invite you to jump on your favorite podcast platform and search for the Reckless Abandon Podcast and give us a listen. I'm sometimes joined by a part-time podcaster, part-time co-host, and full-time wife, Tiffany Nicole. We talk wrestling, we talk pop culture, we talk local events, local happenings in West Tennessee, and a ton of other stuff. But be sure to check out the Reckless Abandon Podcast. Find us on Facebook. Also, look up the Microgroup Podcasting family on Facebook and see some of our other podcasts we have out there. Until next time, make good choices and always remember, no dollar, no dice.
Oh, Quinton, man, that was awesome, dude. What'd you think about that one? Unfortunately, a little bit of, we had some connection issues. I think he lives 10 miles away from anything, and that's good for him, I'm sure. But there were some connectivity issues there. We hope you made it through that, and we do apologize for that. But for the most part, I do believe it was a solid interview, and we greatly appreciate not only our buddy Captain's Corner and Nick, but also the great Mark Canterbury, man. What'd you think about that one?
I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, we had a little technical difficulty, but, worked through that and and still think we be able to, listen to it and enjoy it like we did. Got that question about finding the real answer to the Master Blaster in Memphis question. That it's all over the internet that some say it was him, some say it was, and so come from the horse's mouth. It wasn't him.
Was not the Master Blaster. So I mean, and that's what we do here. We like our territory wrestling guru to ask those questions that maybe not every other podcast can even has ever asked or has even thought of. So we greatly appreciated that. And like I said, Nick and Captain's Corner, you're constantly the man. Once again, you can see Henry and so many other stars September 20th at the Montreal Wrestling Convention at Canada's Slam Fest, Hotel Ruby Foos, 7655 Descaries Boulevard. Tell them, give me back my pro wrestling sent you. Who we got next week? I know we got a good one. We've got it booked, but if y'all want to know about it, you got to go to @GMBMPW on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and you'll know who our next guest is very soon. Got a very cool story. Excited to talk to this guy again because I haven't been able to talk to him in a while. So that's all I'm saying, Q. Don't you say a word.
Lips are sealed.
Lips are sealed. Yeah, exactly. But y'all stay tuned to that. Once again, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, if your wife has an iPhone, if your kid has an iPhone, go into Apple Podcasts, find Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling, leave us a 5-star rating and a review. We're going to pick the very best one. We're going to send you a prize pack. I'm looking in front of me right here. I see an autographed merchandise from a legend in the business. I see a t-shirt. I see about 8 million stickers. I see another couple t-shirts. I see a action figure. I see a signed. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff here. So what I'm doing is I'm cleaning out the closet and I'm sending it to you to enjoy. But you got to do me a favor. Go on Apple Podcast, rate us 5 stars, write a nice little review. We'll pick out the best one and we'll send you that awesome prize pack. It might be 2 prize packs. It might be 3. You never can tell, right, Q?
That's right.
That's right. Daggone it. But anyway, we thank you all so much. Once again, we thank Mark Canterbury and, of course, Captain's Corner, Nick. So for Mark Canterbury, a.k.a. Henry Godwinn, Quinton Quarisma, the Territory Wrestling Guru, the Plastic Sheik, Jared Street, and myself, this has been Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling. We'll see y'all next time.
Don't forget.
Well, looky here. Y'all probably recognize this. It's slop. And this is my slop bucket. Oh, wait a minute now. This ain't no different from what y'all eat. Of course, most of you eat slop all day long anyway. Just slop, 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 more slop. My hogs is just like it. They like to eat this slop. Come to think of it, I reckon you just might see some of your kinfolk using the same kind of manners that my hogs have. Yeah, look at them. Y'all ain't no different. Y'all just as greedy. Each hog wanting to eat more slop than the other so they can get bigger and fatter. Just more, and more slop. So for all you slop-eating hogs out there, this is Henry Godwinn saying, bon appetit.
With a tear in my eye, this is the greatest moment in my life.
This has been a James Rock Street production.